What is a sacrament? A sacrament is a sacred sign instituted by Christ that conveys the grace of God. Among the 7 sacraments, matrimony stands out for its vocational and transformative dimension. But what does this mean in practice? Let's explore the deep meaning of this sacrament and its essential relationship with the physical union between spouses. Who celebrates the sacrament? Unlike other sacraments where the priest is the minister, in matrimony, the bride and groom themselves confer the sacrament on each other. The priest or deacon is present as an official witness of the church, but the sacramental grace is sealed by the promises that the bride and groom make to each other at the altar. The sacrament goes beyond the altar. When the bride and groom say, "I take you as my wife, husband," the sacrament is ratified. But the fullness of the sacrament only occurs with the consummation of the union in the conjugal act. This means that marriage remains incomplete until the spouses physically express what they have declared with words at the altar. Without this bodily dimension, the sacrament is not fully realized. Sex and holiness, a path of grace. This may seem surprising, but the Church teaches that the marital relationship between spouses is a renewal of the sacrament of marriage. When a couple enters into conjugal intimacy in a state of grace, they grow in holiness and glory. Just as confession restores friendship with God and the Eucharist strengthens spiritual life, the marital union is also a means of sanctification. The true purpose of sex in marriage. The Church's teaching on sexuality is not based on prohibition, but rather on a recognition of its sacred value. Sex is not something dirty or forbidden, but rather a gift so powerful that it only makes sense within marriage, where it becomes a full expression of surrender, fidelity, and love. The prohibition of sexual relations before marriage is not out of contempt for sex, but out of recognition that it is so good and sacred that it must be lived within the right vocation. Marriage as a witness to the world. We live in a culture that often devalues marriage and treats sexuality as something merely recreational. However, marriage is a living testimony of God's love. A couple who live their union in a holy way becomes a visible sign of divine grace. This means that Christian marriage is not only for the spouses, but also for the world. It reveals God's plan for human love and invites others to discover this beauty. The role of prayer in married life. For this lofty vision of marriage to become a reality, spouses need a life of prayer. Praying together strengthens the relationship, brings the couple closer to God, and helps them overcome challenges. A marriage founded on prayer becomes more resilient to crises and more open to the action of the Holy Spirit. The grace that comes from conjugal prayer renews love and keeps the couple faithful to the purpose of the sacrament. Chastity, inside and outside of marriage. Chastity is not limited to the period of dating and engagement. Within marriage, it continues as the orderly experience of sexuality, where spouses respect each other and give themselves with love and responsibility. This includes respecting periods of abstinence when necessary and always treating each other with dignity. In this way, the couple's intimacy becomes an authentic reflection of divine love. A new perspective for couples. Understanding marriage in this way can transform the relationship between spouses. Each gesture of conjugal love is a sacramental act that strengthens the couple in divine grace. For those who are dating or engaged, this view can also bring a new understanding of chastity, not as a simple abstinence, but as a preparation to live the fullness of the sacrament at the right time. Conclusion: marriage is more than a beautiful ceremony or a social contract. It is a powerful sacrament that transforms spouses and leads them on the path to holiness. And within this sacrament, the physical union is not a detail, but an essential reality that confirms and renews the commitment made before God. May this truth inspire couples to live their marriage with even greater love, dedication, and awareness of their vocation to holiness. If this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can spread hope and restore lives through the Word. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today.